Hi everyone, my name is Karen, this is my channel RatherBeReading, and today I'm bringing to you my January book haul. So you might be looking at the thumbnail for this video and thinking, geez Karen, it looks like you haven't really managed to have smaller book hauls in 2017, and you would be correct, but I can explain. So let's jump in. Now, first off, I have 11 books that I got out from the library in the month of January, which is too many because I am trying to cut down on my library borrowing, but I do have a couple of books that I've requested from my physical TBR list that I mentioned in my 2017 goals video, which if you haven't seen, I'll link it in the cards for you guys. And I also had quite a few books that I'd had on hold for a really long time that just happened to all seem to come in January. So I will go through the library books first. So I have Saga Volume 6 by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. This has been on hold at my library since I finished Volume 5, which was like a year ago almost, I reckon. So this has been on hold for ages and I'm so excited to finally have it. So I'm really excited to get to this. And this is just a graphic novel, so this won't take me too long to read. I then have Oliver Twist by Charles Dickens. I read both of the books by Frances Hodgson Burnett that I was finally wanting to get to, so I wanted to move on to a new classics author and try some things, and so I decided to move on to Dickens. I have read A Christmas Carol by Dickens, but that's it, and I know a lot of his books are really long and really dense, and I feel like Dickens is the kind of author that you're either going to love or you're going to hate, and so I decided to start with Oliver Twist because I have seen one of the movies of Oliver Twist. I used to see it all the time when I was younger and I actually really enjoy it. So I thought it'd be a good idea to start out with something that I know the story of. Also, this one isn't too long. This is, well, it's over 500 pages, but it's not like as dense as some of his other books, which are super long. So I'm going to give this one a go and see how I like him. I then got Nimona by Noelle Stephens. I just happened to see this in my graphic novel section at my library and I was really excited because I've obviously heard a lot about this. This is about a girl who meets a supervillain and becomes his sidekick, I think. I've heard really good things about this and I was really excited to see it there, so I picked this one up. I then picked up Indigo Spell by Rochelle Mead. This is the third book in the Bloodline series. I then picked up, what is this one called? Hit or Miss by Emily Rodda. This is like the next book from the Teen Power Inc. / Raven Hills mystery series that I needed to get to. I also picked up Summer Days and Summer Nights, edited by Stephanie Perkins. I read the My True Love Gave to Me collection around Christmas time, and I really wanted to get to this collection as well because there were quite a few stories in that other collection that I really enjoyed. And I've actually heard that a couple of those stories from that one are continued in this. I hope it's some of my favorite ones from that. And this has got some different authors in it. I can see on here actually Cassandra Clare, Libba Bray, Nina LaCour. So I am really excited to get to this. Next from the library, I have A Disobedient Girl by Rue Freeman. This is one of the books that was again on my physical TBR list. I didn't know anything. I couldn't remember anything about this from when I'd written it on flipping years ago, and I got this out. I do know that Rue Freeman is a Sri Lankan born author, which is really awesome. I'm not sure if this is set in Sri Lanka, but it doesn't mention the country in the synopsis, but from a quick skim of the synopsis, it seems like this follows two characters who are less fortunate and are struggling. They're not connected. I presume their stories are going to intertwine in some way, and I think it mentions about them both betraying the person that they love most. So it sounds interesting. Obviously at some point I really wanted to read this, so I'm very interested to read this and see how I like it, and I'm really happy to be supporting a Sri Lankan born author as well. Next from the library, I have Orange Volume 1 by Ishigo Takano. This is the next manga that I want to try reading. I believe this is about a girl who gets a letter from her her future self about a new student coming to her school, and lo and behold, a new student comes to her school. That's all I really know about it. I've heard really good things about this. There's only 2 volumes, though I will say these are very chunky. I don't know how many pages this is, because that is one thing I will say that frustrates me a little bit about manga, is they don't always have page numbers on them. So I don't know how long this is, but it's pretty chunky. But manga is a pretty quick read, and I'm really excited to try some more manga and see how I like it. I also have here Famous Last Words by Katie Allender. I mentioned this in my most recent marked as to read video. This, I believe, is about murders. It's a young adult story, but it has murders in it that are set up to imitate famous murders. I think famous murders from movies. Anyway, when I mentioned it in that video, Emily, one of my subscribers, mentioned how much she really liked this and liked this author, and we talked about buddy reading this, so I requested this from my library and it did come in this month. Another one of my 2017 goals was to read 10 of the books that I have on the first page of the first 20 books of my to read list on Goodreads, and I requested this one and it came in, and that is Bridget Jones' Diary by Helen Fielding. I have seen the first 2 movies of this. I haven't seen the most recent Bridget Jones Baby, but I heard good things about that movie. But I do want to read this because I do really enjoy Bridget Jones' Diary, the movie. So yeah, this one came in this month. And the final book that I picked up from the library is Telltale by Sam Hayes. This is another one that is from my physical TBR list. I just had a quick skim of the back and I'm not 100% clear on what this is about. The main thing that I see is 3 desperate strangers bound by one shocking secret who will live to tell the chilling tale. So I'm not sure if this is a thriller, maybe from that line, running for your life, running out of time. It's got a little kid on the front. I don't know. I obviously, again, at some point wanted to read this, so I've picked this one up to hopefully get through that goal in 2017. Now let's move on to all of the books that I purchased for myself. Now, this first one I have to show you is actually a book that I purchased back in December that I just completely forgot to show in that last haul video, so this one doesn't even really count for this month. That is Hidden Bodies by Carolyn Kepnes. I saw this in a store and it was only $10, and I do have the first book, and when I saw it for only $10 I just figured I might as well grab it so that I have both the first and the second when I eventually get to that book. The next 2 books that I have are the only 2 books that I ordered for myself for Christmas, and again, so I ordered these like prior to Christmas, but they only came in January. The first of those is the Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets Illustrated Edition. I do own the first one of these, although I dropped my first one the other day and the binding completely tore. So I may repurchase that because I was like, I almost cried when I dropped it. But anyway, I did purchase this. It's so beautiful. I am planning to reread Harry Potter in 2017. So I will probably read the novels and then like flick through the pictures in this like as I go in the first 2 editions, because I just find these to be really beautiful. So I was really happy to get this one for myself for Christmas. And the other book I purchased for myself for Christmas is Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. I wanted to get this in hardcover with the beautiful red pages because I do own 6 of Crows in the black stained pages. I'm really excited to get to this duology eventually. I have read the Grisha trilogy. I really loved it, and I've heard like so much amazing things about this duology, so I'm really excited to get to this. Next I have Dirty Tricks by Emily Rodda. I've mentioned in a couple of videos that for some completely unknown reason this book, which I think is book 25 in the series, my library just didn't have. They had 1 copy of it, but I don't know if it was lost or ruined, like you couldn't request it. So I had to purchase this off eBay. It cost me like $16. I was really annoyed to have to spend that much money, but I really do want to read the whole series, and this is one that I actually remember quite clearly as one of my favorites from my childhood. So I don't know what I'll do with this once I've read it because I don't own any other books in the series. I may give it to my niece. She may enjoy it. She's 10, so, but yeah, I do have this. The next 3 books that I have was from my monthly order to the book depository, but it's from my December order. And again, just because of with Christmas and delays in shipping and things, these didn't come in till January. So again, I didn't really purchase these this month. First I have Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin Alire Saenz. I've been wanting to read this for the longest time. This is a young adult contemporary, an LGBTQIA plus contemporary. I've heard amazing things about this. I've always wanted to read it. This was actually on sale on Book Depository, so I picked this one up. I then also purchased The Cuckoo's Calling by Robert Galbraith. I have, of course, read this. You'll know if you've been watching my channel. But I wanted to own copies of this, so I didn't own it. I didn't realise when I ordered this that it was the mass market paperback edition size. So if when I purchase the others they're not mass market paperback, I may repurchase this because I don't really love that it's in mass market paperback, but I wanted this cover, so I don't know, it's fine. And then I also bought Blue Lily, Lily Blue by Maggie Stiefvater. I have the first 2 books, The Raven Boys and The Dream Thieves, so I picked up this 3rd one. This is a series that I'm planning to get to in 2017, so I'm happy to now have the 3rd book. Next, I have Gemina by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. This I actually purchased at Target using a gift card that I got for Christmas. This technically didn't cost me anything, and I wanted to purchase this in store only because I did get Illuminae in store, and I wanted to make sure that my editions were going to be the same size and everything. So I wanted to get this one, so I picked this one up. I haven't read Illuminae, of course, but I do now have the 2nd one, so I'm excited to get to this series because people rave about this. I then made a trip to Savers. I wanted to make one trip to Savers like not too far after Christmas because I thought that people who got books for Christmas who didn't like the books that they got may have been palming them off to Savers, so I thought they might have some good stuff in stock. It wasn't that great of a trip. I did pick up 2 books. The first of those is Prep by Curtis Sittenfeld. I don't know too much about this except that it is set in a boarding school, and I did mark this as to read a while ago. When I saw it, it just like rang a bell, and I remembered that I'd marked it as to read and that it was about a boarding school, so I picked it up because it was only $3. The second book that I picked up on that trip is The Shining Girls by Lauren Bukes. Again, this is a book that I've heard a lot about and I've wanted to read like for a while, and I saw it there. This one was only $4. I don't know too much about this. I believe it's a thriller that follows a serial killer, I think, and I think like his victims are called The Shining Girls. The girl who wouldn't die hunting a killer who shouldn't exist. So I've heard some mixed things about this, but I have always wanted to pick it up. I saw it there for really cheap, so I figured why not. Next, an email went around at my work. Someone had a huge box of books from, I'm not sure why, they had boxes and boxes of books that they were basically going to be recycling them if no one took any, and they were going to be there for a little while, so I of course immediately went down. There wasn't a great selection, but I did see one book there, and that is Her Fearful Symmetry by Audrey Niffenegger. I see this book around all the time. I've seen it in secondhand bookshops like a million times. I actually marked this as to read like a really long time ago. Audrey Niffenegger is the author of The Time Traveler's Wife, which I own and have read and enjoyed. And for some reason I've just never picked this up, but these books in the box were free, so for free I just figured why not. I don't know too much about this. It doesn't have, I don't know if this is an ARC copy or something. It doesn't have any kind of blurb anywhere on it, but from what I know about this, it's about twins. I don't know if you can gather from the picture. And there's some like a mystery or something surrounding the twins. I think this is just me using purely memory, they get left a house by an aunt or something. I don't really know. I'm sorry, that's all I really know about it. But I did get it for free, so why not? I then placed my normal monthly order to Book Depository for January. However, only 2 of those books have actually come in. One of them has been delayed, so I will have that book in my February book haul whenever that comes in. But the first one was Luck's Opposition by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is the 5th and final book in the series. I do own the 2 bind-up collections of the first 4 books, and so I am planning to read that again in 2017, so I wanted to have the complete collection. I don't know if this book just doesn't come in. My other 2 are in the like shiny glittery edition, and this one's not. Like, this is just like a matte finish, so that's a little bit annoying, but anyway, I do now have this 5th book so that I can read this whole series this year. The second of the 3 books that came in from that order is Jamaica Inn by Daphne du Maurier. I have, of course, already read this from the library and I really enjoyed it. And this edition matches my edition of Rebecca. Rebecca has the blue writing, this one has green. So I'm really excited to have these 2 on the shelf together. Finally, I have Left for Dead by Deborah Rogers. I actually won this in a giveaway from Goodreads. This is described on the back as actually being a novella because this is only about 175 pages, so it is a short book. And this is about a woman who is a lawyer in corporate New York, and she decides to quit her job and go on I think a 3-month trek of the California Coastal Trail. However, she is kidnapped and taken into the wilderness. That's all it says on the back. I said I obviously thought it was interesting and I decided to enter the giveaway and I won it, so that's really awesome. So I will be reading this pretty soon, not in February because my TBR for February is flippin' ginormous, but maybe in March because obviously because I won this in the giveaway, I do want to read this so I can post a review on Goodreads. So those are all the books that I picked up in January. This was, like I said, a really, really big haul, but I'm hoping that, I mean, it was a big haul because I'd ordered a lot of books in December that just hadn't come in, and I got a lot from the library this month. So hopefully, as I always say, my book haul should be smaller. I have been sticking to my like 1 monthly order of only like 2 or 3 books from Book Depository pretty strictly. So hopefully smaller book hauls from here on out. But yeah, those are all the books that I got. If you've read any of these, have any thoughts, I'd love to chat with you guys. Did you pick up how many books in January? Anything you're really, really excited about? I'd love to chat with you guys in the comments down below. Please like this video if you liked it. Please subscribe if you want to see more from my channel. But that's all I've got for this video today. Bye guys!